Hi, I'm Susan Rutledge, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a seamless gingham pattern swatch in Adobe Illustrator. If you've never made or used seamless pattern swatches before, in this video you're going to see how some of them can be very easy and fast to make. Now, if you want to learn how to make more complicated seamless pattern swatches, at the end of this video I'll link one of my most popular tutorials which deals with that subject. But for now, we're going to focus on the gingham pattern swatches, and so I'm going to move into a new document. I'll start our design out with a rectangle, so I'll get the rectangle tool, keyboard shortcut M, and click on the artboard to open up the rectangle dialog box. I'm going to type in 2 inches for the width, tab down, and type in 1 inch for the height, and then press the return key. Now I have my rectangle. I'll move over to the Properties panel and click on the Color Fill icon. And I'll change the color to this bluish purple color. It's CMYK 19550. Next, I've got to remove the stroke and then get the selection tool, keyboard shortcut V, and we're going to make a copy of this rectangle. So I'll hold down the Option key and just drag another one onto the artboard. Now this copy needs to be rotated, so I'll get the Rotate tool, keyboard shortcut R, and hold the Shift key down and drag the rotation to 90 degrees and then release my mouse. Next, I need to align the top right corner of each of these rectangles. So I'll get the Selection tool, keyboard shortcut V, select both of the rectangles, and then come over to the Properties panel, and first I'll click on Horizontal Align Right and then Vertical Align Top. Now my rectangles are perfectly aligned, which is really important when you're creating seamless pattern swatches. If you're off even 1 or 2 points, then you're going to have overlaps and you're not going to be happy with your results. The last thing we'll do is to come back over to the Properties panel, and I'm going to change the opacity of the design. I'm going to highlight the 100% and I'm going to type in 40% and then press the return key. I'm going to click on the artboard so you can see our very simple design. Now we do need to make some other copies before we have our swatch pattern. So I'll select the 2 rectangles, I'll hold down the Option key to make a copy, and I'll hold the Shift key down so that as I drag, I'm dragging in a perfect line. When I see the word intersect, I'm going to release my mouse. Now when you do this, if you don't see the word intersect, you need to come up to View and make sure you have Smart Guides turned on. The keyboard shortcut is Command U. All right, now we need to copy these. I'm going to select everything that we have, and I'll hold down the Option key to make a copy and the Shift key to keep all the rectangles in line, and I see intersect, so I'm going to release my mouse. Now I could go ahead and make a swatch at this point, but because the opacity of the rectangles is set to 40%, if I used this design like it is to make a swatch, you'd be able to see through it. What I need to do is add a solid background, and I have to do that the exact same size as the design. I'll get the Rectangle tool, keyboard shortcut M, and click on the artboard to open the rectangle dialog box. I'll type in 4 inches for the width, tab down, type in 4 inches for the height, and say OK. I'll get the Selection tool, keyboard shortcut V, and I'm going to move my solid background right on top of the design. When I see intersect, I can release my mouse. Now we need to go over to the Properties panel and change the fill color to white. And then I need to move this background behind the design. To do that, I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut Shift Command left bracket. Now we have our design ready to create a swatch. I am going to go ahead and select everything and group it, keyboard shortcut Command G, and move this out of the way. To make a seamless pattern swatch out of this design, we're going to have to open the Swatches panel. I'm going to come up to Window, down to Swatches, and click here. Now your Swatches panel may look different than mine, and that's because I like for my swatches to be a little bigger, and I've increased their size from the default setting. If you want to make yours larger, then come up to the top right corner and click on this little icon and come down about midway here and choose Large Thumbnail View, and then yours will look the same as mine do. Now I'm going to be using the Swatches panel a lot during this project, so I'm going to click on the tab and drag it over to the right side of my workspace. And when I see the blue border show up around the Properties panel, I'm going to just drop this in, and now I can have access to whichever tabs I want without having to go back and open the Swatches panel again. And I'll just close these other panels out. Now we're ready to drag our design in and create our swatch. I'm going to click on it and drag over and drop it in this Swatches panel. And here it is. Now let's see if it works. I'll come over to the Layers panel because I already have some circles created for us. Then I'll go back to the Swatches panel. I'll select the circle on the left and go to the Swatches panel, select the pattern swatch, and instantly Illustrator has applied the swatch to the circle, and it's placed it there at the exact same size as I created the design. Now this design is probably a little big for this small circle. I could have reduced the size of my design before I made it into a swatch, but that's not necessary. Once the swatch has been applied to an object, we can change its size. Let me show you how you do that. I'll come up to Object, Transform, and Scale. Now, I didn't want to scale everything. I only wanted to scale the pattern. But because Transform Objects is checked, everything got scaled. So I'll uncheck that, and now my circle is the right size and my pattern can be scaled to any size I want. Be sure Uniform Scale is checked. Then you can just scroll up and down with your mouse and choose the percentage of scaling that you want, and when you're finished, all you have to do is say OK. And not only can you scale your pattern, you can also rotate it. I'll select this circle and get the eyedropper tool, keyboard shortcut I, and we'll apply the swatch here. And then I'm going to go up to Object, back to Transform, and this time I'm going to choose Rotate. Now I want to make sure that Transform Objects is not checked. It won't be so obvious because we're working with a circle, but if I had a square here or a shape, then this would really be obvious. So I'm going to uncheck this, and then just like with the scaling, all I have to do is scroll with my mouse and I can choose whatever rotation I want, or I can just highlight the number and I can type in 45 degrees and then say OK. And that's what I'm going to do here. So we can both scale and rotate the seamless pattern swatch, but what if we want to change its color? All we have to do is go back to the original design, make a couple of changes, and then drag in a new swatch. But what if you didn't save that design? Not a problem. All you have to do is come over to the Swatches panel, click down with your mouse, and drag it onto the artboard. And here we have an exact copy of the design. Now I'm going to need to ungroup it, keyboard shortcut Shift Command G. Then I'm going to select the horizontal rows. I'll select the first rectangle, hold down the Shift key, and select the others, and come over to the Swatches panel, and we're going to choose this pink CMYK color 0100 00. I'll select it all, group it, keyboard shortcut Command G, and drag it into the Swatches panel. And then let's see how it works. We'll select this circle and apply it here. And it looks like it worked just fine. While I'm talking about recoloring a design for a seamless pattern swatch, let me show you what you're going to need to do in this circumstance if you want to change the background color. Let's move over into the Layers panel and take a look at the layers in our group. First, I have the purple and the pink rectangles, and at the bottom, I have my white background rectangle. You might think that I could just change the color here, but if I change this to a yellow and it's a solid yellow, then it's going to overpower the purple and the pink because they have this lowered transparency. So I'm going to have to add a background color at the same transparency as my other objects and keep the white background so you can't see through the design. So we're going to create another rectangle. I'll get the rectangle tool, keyboard shortcut M, and click on the artboard to open up the rectangle dialog box. The measurements are already there. I'm just going to say OK and come to the Properties panel, and I'll click on the fill color icon, and I'm going to choose this CMYK yellow 00100. Then we're going to come back over to this opacity area and we're going to change the value to 40%, which is what all of our other objects are. And I'll press the return key and then get the selection tool, keyboard shortcut V, and I need to move this over and place it directly on top of the design and select this entire group. Now come back to the layers panel. And we want the rectangle to be in this group. Then I want it to be between the design pieces and the white background. So I'll click here and drag it right there. Now, if you'd like to know more about how the Layers panel works, then check out my video on using the Layers panel in Adobe Illustrator. Well, I'm going to click on the artboard so we can get a good look at our design. The yellow seems to blend in quite well. So I'll select the design and our two background rectangles and go to the Swatches panel. Let's group these together first. Keyboard shortcut Command G, and then drag them over and drop them in the Swatches panel. Now select this circle here and we'll apply our final swatch. And that is how you make and customize seamless gingham pattern swatches in Adobe Illustrator. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you've learned something. I encourage you to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future tutorials, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.